Hello students. Being student of economic geography, it is very important for all of you to study the industrial regions of the world. And today I am going to discuss about the industrial regions of this world. After the session, you will be able to understand the characteristic of industrial regions, principal industrial region of the world, and I will also describe industrial region in different parts such as the North American region, in European region, other European regions. An industrial region, also called manufacturing region, is characterized by a landscape dominated by an assemblage of factories, chimneys, ejecting smoke, ashes, heaps of raw material, scrap and slag, warehouses, building offices, labor colonies, means of transport, etc. Before the invention of modern power-driven machinery, manufacturing was chiefly concentrated in areas of location of raw material, and as such industrial regions were highly scattered, chiefly in port cities, important towns and other favorable located areas. The advent of coal as the chief source of power made the differences as industry dominated economic activity, giving rise to manufacturing regions. Power machines became dominant in many countries, thereby giving rise to economic activity in several regions and areas, and thus industrial regions increased both in number and areal extent. Today, manufacturing employs a large percentage of economically active population in many countries of Europe and America. The first is, an industrial region is dominated by manufacturing carried on at large scale. Second is, most of the working population of an industrial region is engaged in manufacturing and related occupation such as trade, transport, etc. The third is, the manufacturing establishments, plants, production, etc. are closely associated. The fourth characteristic is, most of the population lives in the cities and proportion of rural population is low. The fifth is, industrial units are highly concentrated in a manufacturing region. The sixth is, large-scale industries attract several ancillaries and other industries. Seventh is, an industrial region is characterized by secondary and tertiary activities and soon developed in industrial complexes. Eighth is, an industrial region has several urban centers and each city has many factories. Between cities, there are rural areas having rural settlement. The workers from rural areas are attracted toward industrial areas to serve them as laborers, while others engaged in supplying vegetables, milk, fruit and other food products to nearby industrial cities. Thus, each industrial district depends upon the surrounding rural areas for fulfilling various needs. The rural areas in turn is benefited from industrial district for employment, market, etc. Thus, the city and a village become interdependent. Ninth most important factor is the development of means of transport is essential for an industrial city. Many industrial towns become the focal center of railroad, highways and inland waterways. Some industrial cities are especially benefited by inland waterways such as canals, rivers and lakes. 10th is, an industrial town is developed at place which supplies raw material, power, resources, labor, etc. Such location is usually characterized by a level terrain, ample water supply, availability of labor, machinery, technology, capital and a good management. And first I will begin with North American region. About 4/5 of the industrial output in this region is contributed from United States of America. Another major producing country is Canada. In USA, first region which I am explaining you, USA is the most dominant industrial superpower in the world. The total contribution of industry in national gross domestic product in 1995 was 31% of the total. For example, 69,52,020 million. The value of merchandise import and export in 1996 was $8,14,888 and $5,75,477 respectively. At least 26% of the population are directly or indirectly involved in manufacturing industries. The manufacturing activities are available almost in all states, though some regions have wider concentration of the industry, particularly in northeastern states. It is, however, very difficult to delineate the boundaries of different industrial regions because most of the regions are geographically inseparable. The industrial unit in USA may broadly fall into few regions. The first one is New England region. The second one is New York or Mid-Atlantic region. Third one is Midwestern region, fourth is Northeastern region, fifth is Southern region, sixth is the Western region, seventh is the Pacific region. So let me explain briefly about the New England region. The vast New England industrial region comprises 6 states, namely Rhode Island, New Hampshire and Maine, etc. This is the largest single industrial region on the earth. The nucleus of the region is Boston metropolitan region. The major industries in the region are electrical machinery, textile machinery, leather, fabricated metals and other industries. In fact, industrial structure here is very diversified. This is one of the oldest industrial region in USA, contributing 15% of the yearly output of the nation. This industrial region enjoys advantages of huge capital, good communication, export facilities, cheap and skilled labor and vast market. Another important region is the New York and Mid-Atlantic region. This region extends from New York to Baltimore. In Middle Atlantic states, industrial centers are scattered over New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Maryland, Delaware, Philadelphia and Baltimore. Other smaller centers are Sparrows Point, etc. In the New York region, the centers are Rochester, etc. The industrial region contributes variety of manufacturing items, but steel production in the region is quite spectacular. Third region is the Mid-Lake region. This is the region having greatest concentration of ferrous industries. This region accounts about 1/4 of the ferrous and ferroalloy product of the country. The famous Youngstown, Pittsburgh, Johnstown iron and steel triangle is located in the region. The other steel producing areas are Wheeling, Cleveland and Detroit, etc. The other manufacturing centers engaged in diversified manufacturing activities are Chicago, Midland, St. Louis, Minneapolis, etc. Now the fourth region is the Northeastern region. This region covers the industrial region of the Ohio, Michigan and Wisconsin, etc. The combined output of the manufacturing goods in this region is very high. The fifth region is the South Industrial region. The Southern Industrial region extends from North Carolina in the east to the Texas in the south central region of the country. The major industrial states in the region are Texas and North Carolina. The other states having considerable industries are Mississippi, Tennessee, Georgia, Florida, Alabama and Texas. The major industrial products include textile, food and beverages, tobacco and furniture. Apart from these industries, Texas region is having industries like petrochemical, aircraft and heavy chemicals. Now the sixth region is the Western region. This is one of the least developed regions in the industry, comprises the states of Wyoming, Utah, Colorado, Nevada and Arizona. This sparsely populated region is backward in industrial activities. Very recently, industry started to grow within this region. Seventh important region is the Pacific Coastal region. The narrow coastal strip running through Washington, Oregon and California is the great industrial agglomeration of Pacific Coast. The major industrial nucleus of the area are San Francisco and Los Angeles. The major products of this industrial regions are food and beverages, automobiles, aircraft, metal fabrication, petrochemical and heavy chemicals, etc. The smaller industrial centers are Portland, Seattle, San Diego, etc. Canada is the second biggest industrial country in North America. Here, manufacturing activities are highly developed. In 1995, manufacturing activities earned 31% and in 1997, nearly 23% were directly engaged in industries. The major industrial region in Canada are Ontario and St. Lawrence Valley. The second one is Prairie region and the third one is Pacific Coastal region. So let me begin with the Ontario and St. Lawrence Valley. This is one of the most important manufacturing region in Canada. The major products are paper, cheese, flour, agriculture machinery, copper and nickel smelting, iron and steel industry and chemical industry. The major industrial centers are Quebec, Ontario, Ottawa, Toronto, Hamilton, etc. Second one is Prairie region. As far as manufacturing industry is concerned, this region is not very developed. The major centers of production are Manitoba, Winnipeg and Alberta, etc. Besides agro-based industries, the other noted industries in the region are petroleum refinery and chemical industry. The third one is Pacific Coast. The leading centers are Vancouver and Prince Rupert. The major industries are paper and pulp, furniture, agricultural machinery and hydropower station. In Europe, particularly in Western Europe, most of the countries are highly industrialized. Some of the countries are leading manufacturing countries in the world. These are Germany, United Kingdom, Italy, France, Spain, etc. United Kingdom is one of the most industrialized countries of the world. In fact, modern industrialization largely took its birth in British soil. In 1995, total industrial output in Britain was 32% of the GDP. 29% of the labor force is directly engaged in industry. The manufacturing region of Britain may be subdivided into Midland, Lower Scotland, North Eastern Coast, South Wales, Lancashire and London Basin. So let me explain you briefly about the Midland. This is one of the oldest region in Great Britain. The nucleus of this industrial region is Birmingham. The other industrial centers are Nottingham and Leicester. This region manufactured almost all types of metal products. The early coal fields of region provided opportunity for the rapid growth of the industry. The second region is the Lower Scotland. The region had developed as a textile center. After the discovery of coal and iron ore within the region, diverse type of manufacturing activities evolved throughout the region. The major centers of production are Glasgow, Edinburgh, Johnstone. Apart from cotton textile, iron, steel, engineering factories, shipbuilding, heavy chemical industries are also developed in the region. The third one is the northeastern region. The northeast coast industrial region contribute heavy industrial output. The major centers of industrial production in northeast coasts are Newcastle, Stockton, Sunderland, Middleborough, etc. These areas were once developed as a major iron and steel centers in Britain. The fourth one is the South Wales. The vast rivers of the coal with South Wales region principally attracted iron and steel industries in the region. Non-ferrous industries were also developed near coal mines. The major industrial centers in South Cardiff, Cornwall, etc. Petrochemical, electrical and other consumer goods are now produced in this region. Now the fifth important region is the Lancashire. The development of Lancashire as an industrial center was directly related with the development of cotton textile industry. The major cotton textile center in the regions are Manchester and Liverpool. At present, due to decline of mammoth textile plant, the area now produces high quality of textile goods. The center of production in these regions are Bolton, Blackburn and Preston, etc. Now at the end I will take you to the London Basin. The London metropolitan region is the largest industrial center in UK, which houses various types of industries like engineering, refining, chemical, metallurgical, electrical, electronics, paper and cement. The Greater London region with all its suburban produce vast amount of consumer goods. The United Germany is one of the most dominant industrial power in Europe. Even before unification, West Germany was considered as great industrial power. In 1996, industry contributed 38.2% of the total GDP. About 38% of people were engaged in manufacturing activities. The manufacturing regions of Germany can be divided into Rhine Industrial Region, the Saar and the Middle Rhine Industrial Region, the Hamburg Industrial Region, Berlin Industrial Region, Leipzig Industrial Region. So now let me start with the Rhine Industrial Region. The Rhine Industrial Region, popularly known as Ruhr-Westphalia Industrial Region, is one of the largest industrial regions in Europe. The largest reserves of Ruhr coal and Singerland iron ore and transportation route through Rhine were the major factors for massive growth of industries. Almost every type of manufacturing industry was developed in this region, which included iron and steel, heavy chemicals, metallurgical, textile, and different consumer goods. The second region, Saar and Middle Rhine Industrial Region, the great urban centers of Frankfurt and Saar region is highly developed in some of the sophisticated industries. The major industries in this region are motor vehicle, petrochemical, textile, paper, machine, tools, aircraft, and precision industries. The third industrial region is known as Hamburg. In reality, Hamburg is not a region, but it's a metropolitan city. Here also specialized industries developed to great extent. Among the industries, notable area shipbuilding, light chemical, tobacco, non-ferrous industries, petrochemical, petroleum refining, and engineering industries. The fourth region in the Berlin Industrial Region, West Berlin area was developed as a major industrial center under West German occupation. It was the capital of undivided Germany and derived advantage as a seat of administration. Most of the industrial products contributed by the region are non-conventional type, including electrical, electronics, cosmetics, light chemicals, and precision engineering. The fifth region, as I mentioned to you, that is Leipzig Industrial Region. This was the principal industrial center of erstwhile East Germany. The region produces optical instrument, leather products, engineering goods, and machine tools. France is nine other forerunner in manufacturing world. In 1995, industry contributed 27% of the GDP. This is the third largest industrial power in Europe next to UK and Germany. The leading manufacturing region of the countries are the Northern Industrial Region, the Lorraine Industrial Region, the Paris Industrial Region. So let me begin with the Northern Industrial Region. This is the oldest and major industrial region in France. The coal deposits of Sambour nearby Lorraine iron ore promoted large iron steel industries in Valenciennes, Lens, etc. The textile based industries were developed at places like Cambrai, etc. The second one, the Lorraine Industrial Region. This is the greatest iron and steel centers in France. Lorraine iron ore deposits helped to grow of several metallurgical industry. Other than steel, Lorraine also produces a good amount of chemical, textile, glass, leather, and electrical products. Now the third region is the Paris Industrial Region. Large amount of consumer goods, scientific and precision instrument, automobiles, and chemical industries were developed in the region. During the early phase of industrialization throughout Europe, Italy was a non-starter. Only before Second World War, real industrial development began in Italy. Since very early period, industrial growth had been concentrated in northern part of the country. In 1985, manufacturing industry in Italy contributed 34% of the GDP. 32% of the labor force is engaged in manufacturing in Italy. The industrial region in Italy may be subdivided into broad regions, such as the first one is the northern region and the second one is southern region. The northern region. About 4/5 of the industry is concentrated in northern Italy. Most of the manufacturing units are concentrated in urban centers, for example, Venice, Genoa, and in Milan. Turin in Great Po River Valley. Entire region is highly developed with several types of industries. Important among these are textile, silk, iron, steel, paper, paper pulp, agriculture, machinery, aircraft, machine tools, electrical and automobiles. Second, as I mentioned, is the southern region. This region is far less developed in manufacturing than its northern counterpart. Naples is the only major industrial center having textile, machinery and iron and steel plants. Several other industrial regions are scattered in different other European countries. Important among these regions are Swiss Plateau in Switzerland, Stockholm region in Sweden, Rotterdam, Amsterdam region in Holland, Brazil industrial region in Belgium. It is an uphill task to separate one European industrial region from the other. In reality, all these regions are only sub-regions of a vast European industrial region. Now after that, let me describe a little bit about CIS. The CIS is one of the mighty industrial power of the world. In 1995, industry contributed nearly 40% of the gross national product in Russian Federation. Nearly 47% of workforce in 1991 was engaged in manufacturing industries. Soviet industrial region may be subdivided into first one the Moscow, that is known as Tula industrial region. The second one is the southern industrial region. The third one is the Caucasus industrial region. Fourth is the Ural region. Fifth is the Volga region. Sixth is the Donetsk industrial region, and the seventh is the Central Asian industrial region. So let me start with the Moscow Tula industrial region. This is one of the oldest industrial conurbation in USSR. Even prior to communist takeover this region developed an industrial centers. Moscow, the capital city, and several other urban centers like Tula, Ivanovo and Yaroslavl consist of numerous industrial establishments. In its early period of growth, iron ore of Tula and brown coal of Moscow proved advantageous. The mineral resources, however, declined later on, but the growth of this region remains unabated. The largest concentration of industries occurs with Moscow-Tula region. Major industries are iron, steel, heavy chemical, metallurgical, machine tools, etc. The industrial agglomeration produces nearly one-fourth of the national industrial output. 𝗧𝗧 and Leipzig produces high-quality steel and heavy engineering products. The cities of Yaroslavl produces agriculture, machinery and electronics respectively. Ivanovo and Yaroslavl cities produces aluminium and other metallurgical products. Moscow, Tula, Vladimir triangle. This is a triangle actually that produces huge amount of textile goods. Ivanovo attains such a high fame in textile production that it becomes famous as the Manchester of CIS. The second region is the southern industrial region. The Great Ukraine region is the great industrial area in CIS. The area contributed largest amount of iron and steel, other metallurgical products. The famous Donetsk coal and Kryvyi Rog iron ore was the basis for the overall economic and industrial growth of the region. Besides this, Nikopol manganese is also used widely in iron steel industries. 𝗹𝗶𝗁 limestone is another raw material found in the region. The two large plants, one each at Donbass and Kryvyi Rog, provided necessary infrastructure to other industries. The symbiotic growth between Donetsk and coal, Kryvyi Rog iron ore combined is the fundamental principle first adopted here. The other precision manufacturing units are situated at Odessa and Zaporozhye. The third important region is the Caucasus industrial region. The region is famous for the manufacturing of heavy chemical industries. The discovery of enormous amount of crude oil within the region also helped to establish refineries and petrochemical industry at Baku. The other noted centers were developed at places like Tbilisi, Kryvyi and Sumgait. Industrial regions emerge when a number of industries locate close to each other and share the benefit of their closeness. They tend to concentrate on certain locations because of the favorable locational factors. Industrial regions are backbone of a country, and therefore it is very important to develop all the regions which can produce one or another resource.